The silence at the dinner table was so loud it felt like it was screaming. One by one, shiny boxes appeared in front of every grandchild, sleek, black, unmistakable. iPhone 16 Pro Max. My son gasped. My niece squealed. My nephew hugged my mother-in-law, like she'd just handed him the moon. Then I looked at my daughter. Her hands were empty. For a second, I thought it was a mistake. Surely another box would come out. Surely someone would laugh and say, "Oh, this one's yours." But instead, my mother-in-law clapped her hands proudly and said, "I wanted all my grandchildren to have the best." Then her eyes flicked to my daughter and slid away like she wasn't there. My daughter didn't cry. That was the worst part. She just smiled politely, the way kids do when they're trying to be brave, and whispered, "It's okay, Mama. I don't need one." But I felt something tear inside my chest. This wasn't the first time. It was just the most public. For years, my mother-in-law had drawn invisible lines. Different birthday gifts. Different tone of voice. Different rules. She never said she favored the others. But she never had to. Actions speak louder than words. And tonight, they were shouting. I said nothing. I thanked her. I helped clean up. I kissed her cheek goodbye. And on the drive home, while my daughter stared out the window pretending not to care, I made a decision. I wasn't going to fight her with anger. I was going to outgrow her. The next morning, I did something my mother-in-law never expected. I stopped trying. I stopped sending photos. Stopped reminding my daughter to call Grandma. Stopped rearranging our lives to attend events where my child would feel like an extra. Quietly, completely, I stepped back. At the same time, I stepped forward. I poured myself into my work. Late nights, new certifications, risks I'd been too scared to take before. Within a year, I doubled my income. The next year, I tripled it. We moved into a brighter house with a big backyard. My daughter got her own room, painted the colors she chose, with shelves full of books and art supplies and laughter. And yes, on a random Tuesday, not a holiday, not a birthday, I handed my daughter a box. She opened it slowly. Inside was an iPhone 16 Pro Max. But more than that, it was hers. No comparison. No audience. No conditions. Her eyes filled with tears. "Why today?" she asked. "Because you don't need to wait for someone to choose you," I said. "You already are." The real moment came months later. At a family gathering, my mother-in-law noticed the phone. She picked it up, eyebrows raised. "Oh, you got her one too?" she said, laughing lightly. I thought she wasn't into those things. My daughter smiled, confident now, taller somehow. "My mom got it for me," she said. "She always does." Something shifted. The room felt different. The other parents watched. The other kids listened. For the first time, my mother-in-law wasn't the provider, the decider, the center. Later, she pulled me aside. "You know," she said carefully, "I never meant to hurt her feelings." I looked at her, calm and steady. "I know," I replied. "You just showed her where she stood." So did I? From that day on, the gifts became equal. The tone softened. The invites became more careful. But it didn't matter anymore, because my daughter had already learned the lesson that would protect her for life. When someone treats you like an option, you don't beg to be chosen. You build a life so full they become irrelevant. And that was my revenge. Not shouting, not drama, just making sure my child never felt small again.